And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, time for part 2 of 4 for the week 3 edition of Smackdown. And this is your third matchup for tonight. And this will be all of part 2. And it is DX's debut into this universe. As here we go. We got Shawn Michaels, we got Triple H. Together they create DX. And they're going to be facing off against a team that they got a whole lot of momentum going in their favor. Heading into this matchup, they're facing off against a team in Rhyno and Slater. Now, of course, Rhyno and Slater, they defeated the Young Bucks last week. It was a simulated matchup, but hey, they did defeat the Young Bucks. So let's see if DX could derail that kind of, I guess you'd say, unexpected momentum. But, and I believe I didn't say the location for the weekly edition of Smackdown on part 1, but it is from this SmackDown is from Fort Wayne, India. And just to let you know, if you guys are probably wondering why I always say the locations for every one of these episodes, well, that's because I just want to be more realistic, so I say random locations. And by random, I don't mean ones that I just make up in my head. I actually just use a whole random U.S. state generator. And the one that gives me for each Raw, SmackDown, ECW, I just use it as the venue. I know it's weird, but still, I want to make it realistic. So this is going to be 4 parts. This is probably the most parts this ever take me to do a whole episode in the GW universe and in this one as well, for regular episodes, I guess. But let me go over the match card one more time in case you guys just forgot in part 1 or you guys did not see part 1. If you guys did see part 1, well, I recommend you guys do because that's where I just explain everything that's going on with the rest of the universe. And I don't even really commentate on the whole Billy Kidman versus Robert Roode matchup, but I do commentate on the quick Kota Ibushi versus Chris Axel matchup. Anyway, so your match card for tonight, the 2 matches that we already went by have been Billy Kidman versus Robert Roode and Kota Ibushi versus Curtis Axel. Now, close your ears if you guys don't want to hear spoilers for what happened in part 1, but don't close them if you guys actually did bother to see part 1. And so we had we had Robert Roode beating Billy Kidman, and we also had Kota Ibushi beating Curtis Axel, no surprise there. So, and the upcoming 3 matches that are going to be around 3 parts because each one is increasingly long, well, at least the tag team ones. This DX versus Rhyno and Slater match is going to be a little bit lengthy, and then so is the John Cena and Cesaro versus Chris Hero and Samoa Joe matchup. That's going to be lengthy. The Ziggler versus ryback match and DX versus Rhyno and Slater, those are lengthy. The Cena and Cesaro versus Joe and Hero one, that is not that much of a long match. So, the reason to why this ain't being 3 parts is because of the 2 matches, Ziggler versus Ryback and DX versus Rhyno and Slater. Because since those 2 matches are very, very lengthy, I guess, then that's why it's scheduled across 4 parts. But other 3 matches, DX versus Rhyno and Slater, which right now, John Cena, Cesaro versus Samoa Joe and Chris Hero, and Dolph versus Ryback will be your main event. Now, of course, Ziggler, he's been getting a whole lot of matches. He has not missed 1 episode of SmackDown so far. In week 1, he main evented SmackDown against Kevin Owens, in which he lost against Owens, and he lost clean. Owens cleanly beat him. And then week 2, Ziggler beat Jinder Mahal, but of course that was simulated. But Ziggler did beat Mahal. And later on tonight, Ziggler and Ryback. Let's see if Dolph Ziggler could be able to just increase his record to 2 wins and 1 loss, or will it decrease down into a record of 1 win and 2 losses. Now, of course, Ryback, this is his debut in this universe as well. So let's see what the big man's all about. So anyways, see right there, Rhyno taking down Shawn Michaels, even though 2 legal men for his matchup, and Triple H goes flying. You rarely ever see the game doing that, but hey, this is Smackdown. The better roster is on Smackdown. The second best roster has to be Raw, and then just the roster that doesn't even have that much, top great contenders are ECW. But ECW, they have a decent roster. They are based off of extremeness and not great technicality and not great 5-star matches. They are based off of hardcore matches that have no storyline once or ever. but SmackDown, they do have the better wrestling ability and the better wrestling talent. As again, NBA notification. I don't care about the Suns. I don't care about the Bucks. I am a Nets fan. The Nets have beaten the Suns yesterday, so yay. After we lost them prior to that, I don't know why. But anyway, so we'll see where each team could go from here. Cause next week the Young Bucks, they are gonna need opponents. Cause the Young Bucks are scheduled to have a match on the Week 4 edition, aka the next week's edition of SmackDown. So I guess whoever wins this matchup will probably face it off against them, or probably not. We could get DX versus the Young Bucks, or Slater and Rhyno versus the Young Bucks, or we could just get another random tag team here on SmackDown that's not been given all that much spotlight. Cody Kingston and R-Truth, they are another tag team on SmackDown who hasn't gotten all that much spotlight. And Mark Henry and the Great Khali, they are another monstrous tag team that's not really been showcased all that much here on the Blue Brand. Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, of course, are a tag team, but Billy Kidman went solo here tonight. This will be one of the only times where a tag team partner will go solo. Same thing with Raw, where Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, they had one tag team match, they lost to Hard Boys. And then Reigns went solo for a while, but of course Reigns and Lashley, they are still a tag team. But we'll see where Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns go from here. Of course, if Reigns... wait, what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like Triple H has had enough of this. He just doesn't want to be inside his matchup now, and now that is a very controversial way to put up this DX debut. We are all excited for this. We are all ecstatic to see what DX could bring to the table on the Blue Brand, and especially against a team with as much momentum as Rhyno and Slater. They beat the Young Bucks, or was that one-time only thing? But see, Rhyno and Slater, they are looking pretty good, surprisingly pretty good against DX here. So are Rhyno and Slater legit SmackDown Tag Team title contenders? Now, of course, SmackDown, everyone in their titles are vacant, unlike Raw and ECW, where they immediately jumped to conclusions and they already got champions for almost everything except for the cruiserweight championships that are now been announced on Part 1 SmackDown, that each brand will have their own cruiserweight title. SmackDown has the original cruiserweight title. ECW have their own hardcore lightweight title, and Raw has the X Division title. Each of which our titles are going to be determined for who's going to be the first ever champion for each one of those titles due to 8-man tournaments. 8-man tournaments will be able to crown the X Division champion for Raw, hardcore lightweight champion for ECW, and then of course the cruiserweight champion for SmackDown. See right there, Shawn Michaels misses. He'd stare wildly at his knee. He missed the knee drop. Knee first right into steel steps, and now Michaels, he is exhausted. Here's nails, the sweet chin music. But now since the CPU's an idiot, he's not going to do the pin. And misses that one. Misses another sweet chin music. And he's there, just stumbles down. But now it's basically a 2-1 handicap matchup here, since Triple H just didn't want nothing more to do here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if Shawn Michaels is able to just win this now handicap matchup here, then we'll see where DX could go from there. Because we know Michaels is not happy with this. So, unless if Triple H and Shawn Michaels are just... Unless if there's a tag team breakup at this point, we really don't know. But let's see what happens next week if the Young Bucks are able to face off against either one of these tag teams. And if they do face off against DX, that's just, of course, if it's even scheduled to be like that, we're going to have to see if DX could coexist. Because apparently it looked like they could before this match is now up to a point in which where it is right now. But now this is basically just a horrific 2-1 handicap matchup. As can he still pick up a win against Michaels? No. Match the Bregman's there and gore by Rhyno. Nails down Michaels back and head. Most likely hit the edge of that ring apron. And if not, most definitely that ring post right there. That was brutal. So ladies and gentlemen, this 2-1 handicap match, it is now just not working in favor of Michaels. Now, of course, Michaels, he needs to get some momentum here. He needs to try to wear down Heath Slater. Because now if he pins Slater, he wins the matchup. Well, I guess DX wins the matchup. See there, Slater, he slips off the ropes. Can this be costly here? Slater botched it, and no, Rhyno. Off the top rope, nails the frog splash on Shawn Michaels. But see there, oh man, Heath Slater, he's holding on to his knee. That definitely does not mean anything good on the part for Rhyno and Slater, especially since Slater's the League Man X Factor. Shawn Michaels using former, well, not former Click member, current Click member, I guess. Xbox move there. I don't know, the Click is not a faction in this universe, but still. Anyway. So there now, Michaels bridges suplex on Rhyno, but he needs to worry about Slater. He's gonna be pinning Slater now. Slater, his knee just hurts too much. Can he? No, he does not have the will to kick out. 3.5-star matchup, surprisingly. Whatever. So ladies and gentlemen, DX, they pick up the victory against Rhyno and Slater. We got no idea what Triple H bailing out on Michaels. We got no idea what that was, but we're going to see on how Michaels will respond to this next week. And if the Young Bucks do face out against DX, because they do need opponents, they are scheduled for a matchup next week. But ladies and gentlemen, when we know if DX is going to face out against the Young Bucks. But either way, we're going to see where DX goes from here. Anyway, that was part 2 of 4 for SmackDown Week 3. Time for part 3 of 4, which will be the next video I upload in the next couple minutes, and it's gonna consist of John Cena and Cesaro versus Samoa Joe and Chris Hero. While part 4 of 4 will have your main event Ziggler versus Ryback. Thank you guys for watching part 2 of 4 for week 3 of SmackDown.